Poverty is a lack of choices, it's a lack of resources, a lack of opportunity.
Why have we not solved this? Why does it seem to be a problem that persists?
We have folks who are from different immigrant backgrounds, from different socioeconomic backgrounds, from different racial backgrounds, different sexual orientations. All of these different things, poverty can slip in anywhere, and it's always complicated.
Once you see poverty, there is a basic human decency, and in Islam we call it the fitra, the essence of humanity. I don't care if you never saw it before. When you see it, your heart knows that it is wrong.
Sure enough, you can find enough people that are in poverty that fit your mental stereotype, that then it's easy to just write off the whole situation of this fits my preconceived notion of what poverty is.
When you see it, you know it's wrong and you know you should do something about it. And I think that cuts across all religions, all races, all cultures.
With poverty around you all the time, there's just certain assumptions about how life works that make it harder for you to get out of poverty.
You know, poverty is definitely multi-generational.
Poverty is like a brick on a child's head.
Poverty is slow violence, and that's why I think a lot of emphasis on creating access for the youth is important.
Their parents were poor, their grandparents were poor. This system, this state, this social place that they find themselves in is the only space that they've ever occupied or known.
School was just something to do until you were 16 or 17 and you could drop out and you could get a decent union job at GM or Frigidaire.
And you could build a whole life. You never had to go work anyplace else. That's just gone. And I really believe our community is still just scratching their head, trying to figure out what now.
To really understand Dayton, you have to look at the redlining maps. Because Dayton is a hyper-segregated community. We have extreme segregation that's actually growing. What that has done over time is created extreme differences in opportunity.
When people have access to resources, a lot of the issues that are compounded by poverty can be really alleviated.
In Deuteronomy, the people of Israel are headed for the promised land, and God tells them there should be no poor in the land that I'm giving you, because there's so many resources, there should be no poor.
Poverty is not a sentence. It is an opportunity to grow, both by the people who have much and by the people who have little. If they can form friendships and supportive networks.
As a child of God, I encounter you as a brother or sister in Christ, and I hope that you encounter me that way. And because we're encountering each other that way, this mutual respect comes as a part of that relationship.
In the Quran, it is repeatedly stated that it is not virtue to turn to the east or the west in prayer when your neighbor is going hungry.
Quakers are working for peace because war always causes poverty. We're working for equality. Inequality and injustice always causes poverty.
This is where religions have to come together because the core values are the same.
We may not always take the time to think about what can you do and how can we walk alongside you.
Because we can't really do this alone. Human beings are social creatures.
The community can kind of help you ride through some stuff. The community can kind of help you ride things out.
We have folks who are in crisis for the first time visiting us. We operate this choice food pantry to give them some food so that they can make it through the week. Then we also offer this supportive service called Family Stabilization and Support, which offers case management services to these folks who would like to get out of their crisis situations.
We're not trying to recreate services that are other places. Let us become auntie, your uncle, grandma, and start sitting down with you and help you strategize. What are your needs? And you tell me what you think you already have covered, where we can help you get the other things covered until you're stable.
We have a lot of community partnerships with St. Vincent de Paul, Home Full, those sorts of organizations. So we might make a referral.
A lot of times people reach out to us and like, you know what, this Catholic community or this Baptist community or this other community that we work with, they're the ones that told us that, hey, I think you can help me out, you know, I'm a Muslim.
Last year we probably collected more than close to 800 pounds of food, gave to the food bank with whom we were coordinating.
We were the second hungriest in the nation for kids. Through the collective work of the community, we're now like 6th in the nation, so we've improved, you know what I mean? But it's still, you know, got a long way to go. In 2015, the Kerwin Institute of Ohio State developed these opportunity maps. They looked at the housing, education, access to food. The maps were clearly showed that there was like a dramatic difference, that the west side was very low and very low opportunity, that the east side was high and very high opportunity. So we called a meeting together at Omega Baptist Church where we printed out the opportunity maps, we passed them out to the community, and we had a conversation. And it was like, hey, what if we opened up a grocery store? And it seemed kind of outlandish and everybody thought we were crazy, but you know, we kind of just walked it out. We're opening up a full-service grocery store, the Gem City Market. That's a co-op inside of a food desert. And to me, it's an example of collective hope.
If we have societies which are focusing on learning, education, enlightenment, the rest will fall into place.
I definitely see a lot of going into developing our youth, leadership, mentorship, making sure that youth can read.
If we can train you and we can give you that skill set and we can bring you back into society as a tax-paying citizen, then you know it's a much different paradigm.
We can have 5 and 6-year-olds learning how to code, learning how to build computers. Especially for the African American community, we're consumers of technology but not creators of technology.
In a perfect world, everybody cares. Everybody cares about their neighbor. Everybody cares about somebody who's hungry. They don't go to sleep unless their neighbor's fed.
A lot of times you see people, their families may have started in poverty, but over time people find their way out when resources are available to them.
The more that the community can really believe that that it's not stuck in where it's at, that's when stuff really starts to happen. And I think our community really is believing that, like, yeah, we are the ones that we've been waiting for.
So I'm hopeful for Dayton because when I do talk to people one-on-one and present a problem, let's do this, people jump right in there and try and help. And I've come to the conclusion that the narrative is what needs to be changed. And that when the issues are presented fairly, that the vast majority of people want to help.